Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Checkpoint Corner, our video game podcast. Like every week, I'm your host, Ryan. Joining me, as always, Tyler.
Hello.
And Matherin.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
I forgot I was supposed to talk.
Sorry if you can hear the blinds. Our cat is having fun.
Yeah.
What you guys been up to this week?
Not much. Just playing. I'm slowly getting through Mad Max.
Yeah.
There's so many side things that I do before the main quest. I've barely done the main quest.
Yeah. It's a pretty fun sandbox
Yeah.
world.
You,
Yeah.
Mather?
I've just been grinding out Dead by Daylight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Like
Nice.
playing Killer?
Oh yeah. Just the dredge.
Very fun.
What about you, Ryan?
I beat Crisis 2 this week.
Oh, sick.
Nice. How was that?
It's alright.
Just alright?
Kind of just washes over you at a certain moment. It's like I'm just shooting things,
Yeah.
just going through the game.
Do you have a bow in it?
And the third one, you get a bow,
Oh.
which I started.
Oh. Very cool.
It is very cool. Yeah. It is kind of weird that this high-tech soldier is like, here, you're going to need this bow.
Yeah.
Whatever. Bow
Bows
and arrows
never
are
got us
cool,
to-
right? Well, so our topic this week, guys, I hope you know, is we're going to be discussing kind of differences between consoles and PCs.
Yes.
So, like the Spider-Man remastered thing came out on PC recently, so it's kind of tied in, right?
I haven't played the PC.
Well, I haven't either, but like,
Yeah. It still came out on PC.
it still came out on
Yeah.
PC recently, so
Oh, I see what you're saying.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna ask you to talk about it.
I thought you were asking it. What are you doing?
Sorry, my mic.
You're the
Continue.
one. You're the one always telling us not to pick it with our mics.
No, my mic wasn't tight and it fell.
Oh.
Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna just talk about kind of consoles and PCs, the differences, the pros and cons of both, what we prefer, what you should prefer. Well, yeah, we'll just go through that. But first thing I guess I should ask is, what do you guys prefer? I kind of already know your answers, but Madeline, what do you prefer playing on?
Honestly, it's tricky. I grew up as a PlayStation boy,
Yeah.
living with like a PlayStation 3 and stuff, and PlayStation 4. But honestly, I kind of do prefer PC in a lot of ways. I just wish I had a better one, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, yeah, I'll get into it later, but there's such a high risk, high reward kind of thing for PC.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And what do you prefer, Tyler?
I'm a console boy at heart.
Yeah.
I am. It definitely depends. Like multiplayer games, definitely on PC. But for story-driven games or relaxing games or just games where I'm playing with myself, which is the majority of games I play,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go console.
Yeah, I would also say I'm a console guy,
Yeah.
because I'm not a huge into like multiplayer games. I really only play them with friends, and PC is just way more convenient to play with friends.
Yeah.
But if I'm playing a game, I'd prefer just sitting down on my couch playing on a TV and console.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I also prefer FPSs on PC.
Yeah,
do
that's one
too.
of the. I guess we can start there. Obviously, the consoles tend to have controllers, and a PC has a keyboard and mouse.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, like, for most games, I prefer having a controller, but definitely FPS games, I'm so much better and highly prefer a keyboard and mouse.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just because you can't get that fluidity with just a little thumbstick.
Yeah.
You need the whole mouse and that whole
Uh-huh.
range of motion.
You need the whole desk.
Yeah, and I know that's a lot of things people prefer. That's why consoles have aim assist
Uh-huh.
for FPS. And some games I think do feel really good. Doom, the Doom reboot game has really good FPS on controller.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But when I went to, because I was console until I got a pretty good PC, and then I started playing more PC games and first-person shooters, and it's just so hard to go back on console to play FPS games.
Yeah.
It feels so like just I don't know.
Restrictive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
restrictive.
One thing with like Doom is like there's so many, especially in Doom Eternal, there's so many like things you can do, like movement stuff, like grappling hook, and stuff like that, that it's nice to have a controller for that, because like everything is just like your finger is almost on every button, right?
Yeah.
So it's just all conveniently right there, whereas like a mouse and keyboard, there's like so many buttons, and I just feel like there are some games that like try to like that have so many things to do that try and put it all on a controller, and sometimes it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
feel the best. But for the most part, it's I like a controller because like all the buttons are just like right there.
Yeah, there's definitely, you can tell when a game's been ported over from PC to the console, because
Yeah.
like if you've ever played like Ark Survival Evolved, I tried playing that on the console and I hated it because it's just not meant to be played with a controller.
Yeah, survival games are a big thing. That's I feel like a lot better on
Yeah.
PC. At
That-
least ones that were made for it.
Yeah, there's games I prefer, like Minecraft, for example. I hate the console version,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
what they turned it into. So I have to play Minecraft on the PC. Plus, I'd rather just play with friends on Minecraft, But-
Yeah.
and it's just easier to do that on the PC.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more freedom on PC, although I feel like sometimes it can get a bit janky, while it's more like concrete and solidified on console.
Yeah, the consoles are definitely more like a simpler version, for
Yeah.
simpler way of gaming, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's more catered towards the games.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's one thing. Like consoles, they're more accessible. They're cheaper, and
Oh,
they-
definitely.
yeah. But yeah, I think they're probably cheaper in like the short run. But I think PCs might actually be cheaper in the long run.
Yeah, if
Really,
you just get
yeah.
like a really good PC, it could last you like 3 console generations.
Yeah, if you get a really
Yeah,
good
maybe
PC,
even
then you
more.
can upgrade a PC over time
Yeah.
when new parts come out.
Hmm.
And now with even like the PlayStation games being ported over to PC, just the market for PC, and PC has Steam, which has deals all the time, and you just don't get those on like PlayStation Store or Microsoft Store. And you have to
Yeah.
pay a subscription just to play online on the consoles. The you know, like PC doesn't have that, and the library of games is so much more like, just vast on PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if you are like wanting to play a wide variety of games, PCs I think is the way to go, even though I'm more of a console guy.
Yeah, definitely. If you just like want to play games, just play games. You know, you don't really have a preference.
Yeah.
Definitely go PC. And like PlayStation exclusives, they're usually like just timed, and they'll come over to PC, like with Spider-Man and stuff. And then they
Yeah.
have the Game Pass
Yeah, Game Pass is on
Um,
PC.
PC.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you want to play with a controller, you can just plug it in or connect
Yeah,
Bluetooth.
so you
like-
really get the best of both worlds.
You really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
It just depends on if your PC can run the games or not,
Uh-huh.
and if you want enough storage space. See, I like consoles because I'm a sucker for physical games.
Yeah.
I like having the physical case. I like collecting them. And
Yeah.
I just like the aesthetic of consoles. I think is really cool, but yeah, I mostly just like it for kind of like the whole gaming aesthetic and like the history behind those games, and just having a physical thing I can hold is more valuable to me than a download and just a folder.
Yeah.
So I definitely prefer that. But yeah, and like exclusives, going back to exclusives, just having all the exclusives on PC, I don't know why you really like having I guess there's still the Nintendo area. None of the Nintendo
yeah.
games are on PC.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
But like, I feel like you're either a Nintendo fan or you're an everything else.
that is an interesting point.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Nintendo games will ever come to PC. Maybe decades down. Like
Yeah, unless you emulate them,
Yeah,
then
that's
they're
true.
never coming to PC, and that's only for the older games. Nintendo's like, it's such a weird market too. It's they're not pushing like the best of the best in like specs or graphics. They're just trying to like be creative, kind of in a way, with their consoles.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're like vying on for their marketability, which works to an extent. And I think if they did have all their games all across different platforms, then people would just buy them on the different platforms, and then that would
Yeah.
like it would. But it would also they'd also be missing out on the experience of using it on a Nintendo console.
I think I think Nintendo knows that, and honestly, I think Nintendo makes a lot of weird decisions.
Yeah.
Very strange, but they know that their games are what sells their consoles, so
Yeah.
they focus on their games, and they know if their games go anywhere else, then people are gonna buy them on their Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like they sell, like Microsoft and Sony sell their consoles at a loss, so they don't make any money off consoles. They they sell them so you, with the anticipation that you buy their games, buy their subscription service,
Yeah.
and buy their memberships and all that, so they can make money off that. That's why their consoles are so cheap, but are kind of like almost as powerful as a high-end PC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then, yeah, Nintendo knows that if they, put Mario on PlayStation, put Mario on PlayStation, then people are there's no reason to do that, because then people will just buy it on their PlayStation, because why would they get a Nintendo console?
Yeah.
And honestly, I'd like to see that if Xbox, there comes a certain point when you have to realize people are going to buy your console because of what games you come on that console.
Definitely.
Like, games are the ones that sell consoles. You don't buy a console really because, like, oh, I like the way the menus look.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
speed of the menus. You buy it so it's a service, like, it delivers you your game that you
Yeah.
really want to play.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's kind of strange too, looking at that aspect of it too, because obviously there's like the console wars of just the different games that each console had, like Xbox, PlayStation and stuff has.
Mhm.
On PC, really the grab for that is that you can go back and play older games. There's not a whole lot of exclusives that come out right away with it, like exclusively per PCs,
Well, there's a lot of, like, indie stuff that comes out for
Oh
PCs.
yeah, there's a lot of indie stuff, but not like any huge AAA things like exclusively for PC. You never see that.
It's also, like,
almost never.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like, it's a PC's not like a console where like people get PCs. I mean, there are people that get PCs just to game, but like it's a wide variety of like, you can do whatever you want on a computer. And there's
Yeah.
modding on PC.
Yeah, which is also a
Mhm.
huge pull.
You guys see since Spider-Man's on the PC now, people have been modding that game, and I saw a video of Kingpin being modded into Spider-Man as like the model of Kingpin was Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
So it was Kingpin like doing all the flips and stuff. It was very funny to see.
Yeah, I saw one from the Arkham games where they replaced Batman's model with Alfred.
Yeah.
Like whipping out of the coins.
Yeah, that's one thing PC, like Xbox, Bethesda games, they kind of have console mods that you can do, but it's a limited library. And yeah, the consoles have, or the PCs, you can do a lot of modding, and that prolongs the life of these games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's like you said with playing older titles. Like, I could still go on a PC and play Skyrim, Skyrim's not a good example because it's on every console.
Yeah.
Because like older generation titles get ported over, and you don't really, there's not like a generation of PCs. So if I want to play a certain game, I don't have to go back to an older console.
Yeah.
Unless it's a really old game and it has been ported over. But
Yeah, it just sometimes they require some like what's the word? Just some like pre-startup,
oh yeah,
some work on them.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. But
just for the really old ones, but
I mean, what consoles do you guys prefer? Like, are you an Xbox or PlayStation? What's the difference between those?
I mean, I prefer PlayStation, like I said before.
Yeah.
But mainly just because I think the exclusives are better, in my opinion. I just have there's a lot more variety in them.
Mm-hmm.
I am. Yeah, I mean, I find myself playing, like when I got Mad Max, like I got it on my PS5. And that can go on either console.
Yeah.
So I like the Xbox One though, and the Xbox. I guess like the Xbox menu is a whole lot better. Like, it doesn't feel overcrowded, but it doesn't feel oversimplified. And I think the PlayStation's menus feel a little simplified, and I don't know, not that exciting to look at. Me personally, I buy consoles for the menus.
I see. I think people, because people have brand loyalty with everything, so of course you're gonna be. Well, I started with this, so even though I started with the PS2 and now I'm an Xbox, I prefer Xbox.
Yeah.
But people love brand loyalty.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everyone always has to pick sides.
And they always have to compare.
Yeah.
And they like to think that their side is better when really it's all just the same thing. And you
Yeah.
can game on whatever you want to game on.
So, do you think that competitiveness is kind of what drives the market for consoles, though?
Oh yeah, I think
Definitely.
being competitive is great for the market. It'd be terrible if like Sony was just if Microsoft owned everything or Sony owned everything and there was no other competition.
Yeah, there'd be no
Yeah.
incentive to like make things better.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would make things customer friendly because
Yeah.
it's kind of like I don't know. It's like if Apple has such a hold over like the iPhone phone industry and stuff like that, so they can just keep making prices higher because everyone just wants an iPhone 'cause that's just
Yeah.
what you get.
Yeah.
I don't want that for gaming. It'd be terrible.
Yeah, that would be terrible. Yeah.
But now we're coming out with.
Oh, shut the frick up.
Sorry, everyone.
This is so embarrassing. This is
This
so
is a-
unprofessional.
Did you guys see? Did you guys see Mordhau is coming to the consoles?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Really?
They're bringing Mordhau to the console,
Oh, interesting.
so that kind of relates.
Huh, yeah. I didn't know that, actually. It can definitely work on consoles. I
Yeah.
feel like it'd
It-
just be a little weird.
Yeah.
Team Carry just made it so you can like, for different operating systems for the PC, you can move your progress over from Hollow Knight.
Oh, really?
So like if you had a
Oh, like cross progression, kind of?
yeah, kind of, but just for operating systems.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
if like you had a save on Windows and you want to move it over to Linux, you can do that.
Oh, okay.
I see.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that now that cross progression. When we were kids, like cross play. That was like such a because you owned a Mather and you owned a PlayStation. We owned an
Yeah,
Xbox.
yeah,
We
yeah.
never could play online together.
Yeah, yeah.
Except on our PCs. But then now they're having everything feels like it's becoming cross play. That it's just so all connected now.
Yeah.
And now it's just kind of like the normal. And when you play a game, you're kind of like, well, if you have the game, then we can play with each other, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's becoming such a normal thing, and it's kind of weird when the game comes out now that's not cross-play.
Mhm.
When it's
Yeah.
like a big game at least. But I remember when I think Rocket League was one of the first games
Yeah, I
that
think
we
so.
got at least that had.
It was like
cross-play.
Fortnite and Rocket League, I think.
Yeah, and I was amazed at the fact that Fortnite, you can play with PlayStation players.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta say, there's nothing like the aesthetic of a PC though, with all those RGB lights.
Oh my
You don't
gosh,
get
yeah.
that on a console.
Yeah.
You either get a boring looking box nowadays or an obnoxiously large white piece of hardware.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Yeah, the PC aesthetic is definitely something else. As for the communities in each like console or PC, I'd say that to match the obnoxiousness of the RGB and whatever lights, the community is also incredibly obnoxious for PC.
Yeah, they're very proud of their PC.
Yeah.
And they like to show it.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think it all just kind of comes down to the type of gamer that you are.
Yeah.
As dumb as that sounds, but like it is true, because with PlayStation there are a lot more story focused one player games,
Mhm.
single player games.
Are you a real gamer?
I am. Yes,
Yeah,
and
these one player games.
and I do agree that that PC is much better oriented for multiplayer, because like there are who knows how many MMOs out there now that have existed for like years and have been solely on PC. There's
Yeah.
there's like barely any MMOs on consoles for a reason.
Yeah, it's just doesn't cater to that audience.
Yeah.
And hardware.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then the player base for Xbox, I could say, is like it's kind of a mixed bag. There's a lot of multiplayer and single player going on there.
Yeah, well, they got a lot of No, Xbox has weird games. Like when you look at PlayStation, like their exclusives, you kind of know what you're getting into.
Yeah, they're big exclusives. Yeah.
Yeah, they're big exclusives and stuff. And when you look at Xbox, there's like Halo, which is like multiplayer. There's Gears of War. A lot of guns. I'm not a fan of guns, personally.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know the point I was trying to make, but...
Let it be known that Tyler is not a fan of guns in his games.
Yeah.
That's why he plays Hollow Knight all the time, because it has a nail.
They actually do have a gun mod. Where you
For PC only, though, because, PC's
True,
only.
Yeah.
But yeah, another thing that's big for PC players that is just, a big selling point is that you can have 2 monitors.
Yeah, that is
That
true.
is pretty sweet.
Or 3, 4, however you can, how many ever you can plug in.
Yeah.
To your device.
I've never seen a
PC.
game like utilize the aspect of having more than one screen though, except for the PlayStation DS with the dual screen thing.
Wow. Wait, PlayStation?
Or no, PlayStation, Nintendo DS.
Nintendo. I was gonna-
Wow, yeah, I really flubbed that.
I was like, do you mean the PlayStation Vita?
Yeah, I mean there is also that,
I
but
don't
you can have as many monitors as you want. I've never seen a game that utilizes like different screens and stuff.
Yeah, I think
That'd be a
that
cool idea.
that would be a lot of very restrictive, though. Because then
Yeah.
imagine someone only has one monitor, they just can't buy the game or can't
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you need 2 monitors for
Well,
this.
I mean,
one.
there's like games that can only be played on like VR systems, so.
Well,
That-
Yeah, but that's like a whole nother console thing.
I mean, you
Yeah.
just connect it. It's basically another monitor when you're putting it up to your face.
I mean, yeah, but that's like you need a controller to play a game.
I guess, yeah.
It's not like you need a whole nother screen.
That's like a $600 controller. However, like,
because it's an attachment.
yeah, I
as
guess.
for VR, can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's what is your guys' take on VR? Just like as its own like console kind of thing.
I can't get into it as like playing quote unquote serious games, I guess.
Yeah.
I just like it as a fun party thing.
Yeah.
I respect it. I think it's cool, but I could never get into it.
Mhm.
I like slouching on my couch with a bag of potato chips, holding
Digging
a
into the-
controller, yeah, and making sure I can see the potato chips, so I know where to stick my hand.
Wait, could you see it becoming something in the future though?
I
Dude, the
think, I think
metaverse.
so. If games get really big, and then it comes with those like the treadmills that they have can
Oh,
become
yeah.
more consumer friendly.
And those suits that make you feel things.
Sure, yeah, throw those in there. And then people want to get really into it, but like,
Yeah.
if we don't have something like a game like Ready Player One, where it's just a huge MMO where you can do anything, then I don't
Yeah.
think people will be like super into it. It's just kind of a fun, gimmicky thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever become like bigger than consoles.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah, the PSVR 2 I'm pretty excited for though when it comes out.
You
Yeah.
gonna get it?
I might. I don't know. As long as if I have some extra cash.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get it just to try some games out. But that's why I think VR games they should just kind of focus on the party thing. This is kind of getting off the console things, but
Yeah.
it's still
still on.
related.
It's a
Yeah.
console sometimes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But see, that's another thing. Well, I guess the PlayStation, VR, but
Yeah, but which one is better?
well, the PlayStation has a limited library
Yeah.
of VR games. So that's just you can't beat the library on PC. So many things, and just the deals. It's maybe not quite as accessible. Well, it's definitely not as accessible as consoles and stuff because the deals you get and the vast library of games
Mhm.
on
Yeah.
on PC is just
Yeah.
vastly.
But there's also like really powerful gaming laptops that you can like bring places.
Yeah, but but there's also like the Nintendo Switch.
Well, yeah, I know, but like the fact that you can, I mean, and then there's the Steam Deck, but I don't know how good that's gonna be. Just like the way the PC has such a wide variety of games, like that you can also bring pretty much wherever you want.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool thing. Like, yeah, there are handheld games and stuff, but I feel like those are even more restrictive than consoles.
The handheld games.
Handheld game.
Yeah. Well, they had to downgrade a lot for like the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
PC, you can just customize your settings, customize your PC.
Yeah, there's a lot of customization.
Oh, so I'm gonna sell my. I think I'll sell my consoles after this and buy PC parts.
Yeah.
No, I'm just a sucker for the physical.
No, yeah, it's that with PC, it's definitely a really big investment that you have to take, because like consoles are a lot easier at that specific time and moment. You know, you spend a little bit more money than you normally would to get a console that'll last you a few years. Buying a PC, you have to like have your own savings account to get a good PC. And you have to really like splurge on that and take care of it, and it'll last you a little bit longer, but it's so much more of an investment at that time.
Yeah, it'll last you a lot longer than a console, I think.
Oh,
I think a
definitely,
console
yeah.
just gets old because of the next generation that has to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, consoles are very much designed for certain generations,
Yeah.
and yeah, where PCs you can. I get like Ryan said, you can customize it as you go.
Yeah.
That's why they should have just started the first like imagine the first Xbox console, a little cube, and it's just a disc you put in, and then every new instead of having a whole new console, you just add a piece to it. That makes it a little more powerful.
Yeah.
So then you just keep building this and building until it becomes the mini fridge that is the Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
Except usually when things get more powerful, they get smaller.
Yeah.
And more compact, and then just more powerful.
Yeah. That's always what they're trying to push for, except for nowadays, apparently. But
Yeah, the most recent consoles are like massive. What the heck is up with that?
You gotta fit everything in there. And then there's, the... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm so mad at the design of the PS5. I hate it so much.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Like, look at that thing sitting over there. It's so ugly.
See, with a PC design, you can... I mean, unless you get a pre-built one, you just get to be like, I'm going to buy my own case, customize it how I want.
yeah.
I really like that aspect. I want to build my
Yeah.
own PC someday.
And you can build literally your own aesthetic on your desk or whatever.
I could.
Yeah.
Where consoles, like... Ryan, you got a nice gamer setup over there.
Yeah.
All my boxes on a shelf.
All your black boxes, and then there's that PS5 sitting there.
It's very nice.
It's very awkward.
What about the
sitting-
SNES over there, though?
SNES, the Xbox 360, C3PO edition.
Well, that's like the special edition. The PS5 is like that's its normal version. Is the white.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see like what does a PC player think when the next generation's coming out? It's just like cool new games. Like he doesn't because they don't care about the consoles coming out.
Yeah. They just have to update their PCs to the next generation with new parts and stuff to be able to play next gen games.
Yeah, at high quality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing because like when I play a PC, my PC is not the best. But it's not like terrible. But when I play a PC game, usually it's like I have to turn some settings down. And if I'm playing on a console, at least I know my console can handle this. Sometimes my console fans get really loud. Like when I play Wolfenstein 2, my Xbox is really working. Like I've never heard it so loud. I'm like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. There's also like different versions of the console. So now we've got like the Xbox Series S, and like there's a PlayStation digital version. So things are just moving into a more digital stage, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely for more like especially with like cloud gaming now.
With Google Stadia.
Google Stadia. Never tried that. I don't know what
I
it
don't
is.
know. Apparently they're still keeping it going.
Yeah. When you buy it, is it just a controller and a little plug-in? Sorry, I spit, but
I get, yeah. Is it like a Firefox like USB stick you plug in?
I think so. That's like a controller. I don't know. I for some reason I just like I compare that to those plug and play things.
Yeah, except this is like it's like YouTube but for games.
Yeah,
It's Netflix for games.
It's streaming. Yeah, like Netflix is gaming now.
Oh, that's true.
They are gaming.
So yeah, cloud gaming is kind of a thing that's been popping up recently, but I don't think that's playing games while streaming, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I was playing like for older titles. It's like, well, I was playing God of War. I told you, Ryan. I was playing God of War and I started it
On the PlayStation while doing the streaming. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
I was streaming it because that was the only option you have with those older titles. And then I got back. I went into the game again and I lost all my progress.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Even though I went to the yellow spots and I saved. I saved the game.
You think it had something to do with the streaming?
It might.
I think it is useful. The cloud. I like the only thing I like the cloud gaming is I'm looking on like Game Pass or something on my Xbox console because I'm a console guy.
Yeah.
and I just want to like try a game out. I'll do the cloud gaming.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have good internet, it's not gonna be good.
Sucks. Yeah. Or you
Yeah.
could go to like, if you have Stadia, you could go to I don't know, free Wi-Fi cafe.
I wouldn't be very good. Would it be worse than your home Wi-Fi?
I don't know, it depends. But
Can't imagine that those like your local cafes are we're gonna get the gamer
I know.
packet.
Yeah.
So you can stream games. Apparently Stadia's like not that bad. I've heard people say like you don't notice too much input lag, but maybe it's just from people with really good internet.
Yeah, but streaming, because I didn't want to waste time downloading It Takes Two when we were playing over
Oh yes.
the internet. And that was pretty bad. It got really bad at some parts.
Yeah.
But that's Xbox streaming.
It is cool that Xbox now lets you kind of like, so if I can go to my PC and do a cloud gaming, just pick up where I left off if I wanted to.
Mhm.
But why would I though?
PlayStation lets you play. I
On
was
your phone.
Yeah, I was
That's
playing
right.
Ghost of Tsushima on my phone.
That's so weird. Was it weird? Like, did it look? Is it? So they have like the touch screen controls.
Yeah, they had the touch screen.
Because I know I think they recently came out with this thing that you plug into your phone.
Yeah.
Well, you can
The
cut
backbone. Yeah.
Yeah, or you could connect your controller through Bluetooth.
So the PlayStation 5 controllers.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but yeah, there were like finger things.
You can do that with Xbox and play on your phone, right?
That's true.
But
Yeah.
it connects to your console, right?
Does I don't.
Because doesn't your console have to be on?
It does have to be on. Yeah, but that's to play the game.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Because like if you're like away and you're streaming it. And like you left your TV on or something, and someone walks in, they're just gonna be like, "See, they're just gonna watch you."
I hope you
game.
didn't leave your TV on.
You might have.
But you might have a TV that automatically turns on when the console turns on.
Yeah.
But how do you turn it off? Can you turn it off over that? I guess you
I
could.
don't know. Yeah. See,
But I
that's one
assume-
thing that I'm scared of Stadia is that people can watch me game. And I'm scared. People that work for Stadia.
Oh, you think they're watching? I
They're
think.
watching
Listen, I think you
me
just have
play.
to assume everyone's watching you do everything.
Yeah, you're right. That's why I have a sticker over all my cameras.
So you think the people at Google are judging you?
I don't know. People are judgmental. I don't know.
Wow, this guy sucks at Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's one thing we did. What about mobile gaming on your phone? No, that's a great console.
Oh, this is a great platform to say that I am the champion. I am undefeated at Apex Legends Mobile.
Oh, goodness, yeah, they did.
Well, gaming is. I don't see it becoming like a huge thing unless phones are super mega computer machines in the future.
I mean, they basically are.
I mean, they are, but can they compare to like an actual computer?
I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no. So I just they're just there for convenience, for just little things.
To distract you.
Yeah, just really just distractions.
I think Tetris was made for the phone and was ahead of its time.
Oh yeah.
It really was. But I have shaky fingers, so I'll be like, then I'll miss my thing.
Oh, but wouldn't that also apply to your aiming on a PC?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But see, I just have one shaky finger.
I think you can plug in a mouse and keyboard to the Xbox.
Well,
Yeah, you can do it with some games on console, but it's very limited library with consoles on what you can do it with.
There's also that one attachment you can put on your controller that goes in between the
To have a
handles
keyboard.
to have the tiny keyboard. I don't know.
I don't think you type. Like, I think it's just your thumbs you use to type.
That would make more sense.
You have to set the controller down and do this. On your little keyboard. Keep typing away.
with like a
little
appropriate
mouse.
Yeah. But yeah, that seems really uncomfortable.
But
But
like kind of cool, useful. Sometimes when I don't play Minecraft anymore. But if I'm playing Minecraft, making a story room, I have to do a lot of typing.
That's true.
Maybe you want to send quick messages to people and trash talk them.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I totally understand that. That's why PC is the best place to go to trash talk people.
That's true.
Because you like gaming, then you suck, and then back to gaming.
Hmm. But yeah,
Yeah. So, is there any kind of game? I know we kind of talked about this before that you'd say works much better on console than it could on PC.
better on console.
Yeah.
I think I like so fighting games are kind of interesting. I think they're better. I don't know. It's easier to do like the combos with buttons, I think, but some moves are better with an analog stick
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
fighting games because they do sometimes some of them do like a swoop or whatever.
Yeah.
Or, you know, the half circles and the quarter half circles. I think you can kind of flow better, but the controllers do have like D-pads too, and so I switch
Mhm.
between the two when I'm fighting. So I think fighting games I definitely prefer on consoles, and just kind of party games in general. I like sitting around a big TV with friends
Mhm.
Yeah.
and playing a party game.
Chicken Horse Ultimate.
Oh, yeah. Ultimate Chicken
Yeah, a
Horse,
game
yeah.
like that. And,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and then I just like story games. I much prefer on my console just because it's on my TV. I've got my speaker, and it's just kind of it lets me like really get immersed by watching this story because you are
Yeah.
kind of like watching a movie, but you're also playing it. I just
Yeah.
think the experience for that is better for me personally.
Yeah, I think Ghost of Tsushima is suck. You have so many tools
Mhm.
in your arsenal, and it's a PlayStation exclusive, so it's made for the controller, and it really shows. Like, it plays so nicely on a controller because you hold down one button, you can open up a little menu on the left, and then you hold down the other and it opens up, and it's just so like it makes sense, and it's like. It's like
Yeah.
holding down a button opens a mini menu where these buttons now do new things, and I don't know. It's just like an amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
How-
they really utilize the touchpad in that game too, as like an extra D-pad kind of thing.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I wonder what the controls, because Ghost of Tsushima was on PC.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So what? I wonder what like the gimmicky touchscreen things are like on the
I don't know.
on the PC.
It's probably like hold down tab or shift or something.
Yeah. I mean, they did it some way. Maybe they just took out that feature. As far as other console games that are better, yeah, story games mainly.
Yeah, but like Hollow Knight sucks on the keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, because the way you,
You don't use the
Hey.
mouse at all.
yeah, okay.
I mean I did, but
Wait, did you?
I remapped the controls.
Oh.
okay. Like yeah,
Yeah.
because you don't aim the nail while with moving the mouse, because that would be weird. Because how would it
it's where you're moving and then you like press.
to swing in a direction?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a game like Hollow Knight is better on the console, you would say?
Yeah, definitely. And then there's
Because
like
you play on the PC with a controller.
Yeah, I got it on Steam and I just connect the controller and it's so much nicer. And
So, man, then I guess like you don't really need to get it on a console then if you can just have a controller.
yeah, I mean, there's literally no reason for you to get a console.
I want to say there's no reason.
Literally no reason.
It's literally no reason. Just get a PC, guys.
Just invest in a PC. It's better for the long run. Even though we all prefer consoles.
Yeah,
Well,
I
Matt
don't.
then said PC.
No,
Yeah.
your mother doesn't. Even though
But we ignore him. He's different from us.
Don't get me wrong. I don't dislike consoles. Like I still enjoy them, and I like playing on them. But in the long run, I do prefer PC for just its accessibility.
Yeah, it's a lot more convenient.
Yeah, but one
Yeah.
thing for me is when I sit down to game, I want to sit down to game.
Yeah.
when I'm I have two, because I'm an Epic gamer, so I have two monitors.
Of course.
And one's always has Discord open, and it's very distracting. And there's also like YouTube, which can be like
Yeah.
nice when you're playing like a relaxing game. You can just have YouTube on the other, or like watch a show,
Yeah.
which is nice. But usually if I do that, I'll have like my laptop in front of me while I'm gaming or something on the console. But yeah, like that's why I prefer story games to console, because like consoles are there for you to play games and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have streaming services on there, obviously, but like there's not as many distractions.
Yeah, consoles. I feel like, especially nowadays, there are that's why it was called the Xbox One, because it was supposed to be your one thing that you need. Like it plays your movies,
Oh
and
yeah.
like it has all that. That's why they call it that. So
Mm.
it really feels like they're trying to be everything. But I think maybe that phase is dying out a little bit. And kind of this new generation's focusing more on just the games.
Yeah.
Whereas Xbox One X, that just is a confusing title. Maybe because they're putting an X to the one, so it's your gaming machine. I cracked the code.
It's extra or extreme.
Extreme.
No, it's putting an X to the one.
No, I get what you're saying.
See, it X's out the one because it's no longer just the one.
It is now an X.
It's now just Xbox. You know what I'm saying? So it just cancels each other out.
Yeah,
so it's
no,
just
this
Xbox.
is the definitive Xbox.
I think this is what they said in the meetings. And PlayStation just do 5 because
Yeah.
we do numbers.
Yeah.
One thing that I think makes Xbox like menu-wise, going back to the menus, but
You
I
really
think,
are a menu guy, aren't you?
Yeah, but Xbox has it's like a nicer community section,
Mm.
where PlayStation doesn't really have a community
That's-
areas. Xbox has like clubs you can join where you can share stuff, and you can like join certain communities, and then there's like a little feed.
I'm sure PlayStation has some version of a club.
It does have. It's, well, as for a club, I think it does have something like that.
It just might not be as pushed as much. Or
Well, you can
obvious.
make group chats.
It's
but-
kind of hidden.
Yeah, but yeah, Xbox. was
Xbox has
nice.
the Xbox avatars.
Oh my god, they need to bring those back.
I want to see my guy pop up on the screen
And
be like,
wave.
Hello. PlayStation has nothing. They have some themes. I like it when the consoles let you customize the menus.
Yeah.
Like the themes were pretty cool on the PlayStation. Xbox lets you do like the background.
Yeah, you can like change.
I guess you can add like folders and stuff and groups and stuff.
Yeah, but like Xbox lets you change the background with like achievements and stuff. Like I think it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
What was it? I think PlayStation recently added folders.
Oh really?
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah,
nice.
because that's good. PC, that's all it is folders.
Yeah.
Folders everywhere.
Folders on folders.
It always shocks because my Steam library is so small on PC, and then when I see other people's that like play on the PC exclusively, it's like they have like thousands of games. I'm like,
Yeah.
like yeah, it's crazy.
Mhm.
I don't know how you have that much stuff downloaded.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. And yeah, then PC also has like Discord to easily play with your friends. Xbox is getting Discord integration though, and that's really cool because
Mhm.
I think that was something they should have done a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
'Cause
yeah.
Especially with crossplay and coming out now that you can play with your PC friends, I think this is just something that needs to happen
Yeah.
because Discord is just
Yeah, with crossplay, you'll need that one like all-in-one kind of social kind of network thing, and each console has their own, but it's only for their own. So
Xbox. I think you can do like the party voice chat
yeah,
with that, but I mean not on a Steam game. I don't think you're playing off Steam.
No, I think you can, because you can have the Xbox game bar
Open.
on
Oh, okay.
I guess whenever.
If you're running Microsoft, if you're
Yeah.
running Windows,
If you're going Windows.
interesting. Yeah,
maybe you can download it for like Linux or
I mean,
something.
I'm sure.
yeah. I know Sony is very stubborn with making choices of like crossplay kind of things.
Mhm.
So they're not as open to doing it with Xbox and Microsoft and stuff.
It's because they think they're the best.
Yeah.
They're just the best.
They're the best.
They're the freaking best. But yeah, final thoughts on the consoles. Let's see. So, consoles accessible, cheaper
Yeah.
in the short run, but maybe not in the long run.
It's more. I feel like consoles are more of a luxury
A luxury, really.
Wait, a luxury, really?
for people that like consoles.
Wait a minute. Explain.
Like if you, it's like a.
It's like a steak is a luxury for somebody that likes steak.
Well, it's like for people who are like want to play a wide variety of games, and but like don't have, and like want to get a console because they like prefer playing on that system, but like they don't have enough money to get a PC and a console.
Yeah, I feel
they should definitely go console-wise to play more games, and you can always get a controller, but like consoles are nice for those games that they have on them and stuff.
Yeah.
So definitely get a console if you want to play on it.
I think the markets are so different because if someone's getting a PC for gaming, they have to be really serious about gaming to invest that much money to
That's
play
true.
games, and they want to play a lot of games and they want to be comfortable with consoles. I feel like even if you go in like anyone's house, they might just have a console.
Yeah.
And they might be like, well, we don't really game on that. I just bought it, played a couple games, and that's it. So they're not really thinking, I'm going to get this, play all these games, can't wait for the next generation to come out, then I'll buy that, play all these games. They might just be like, I'll pick this up just so I can try out like one or two games.
Yeah,
that's
Because
true.
they're not like, I'm going to play every game. I just want to play some things.
Right, and that's what I meant by like a luxury.
Yeah.
Is that they have the money to just like casually buy a.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's why it is cheaper. So people like a random dad will just be like, I'll buy this and play
Mhm.
some games while my kid can't crawl around on the ground yet.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
once the kid grows up, then maybe he'll play. But then maybe the kid will grow out of games and
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then
they'll-
you can always stream Netflix on it.
now it's just the Netflix,
Yeah.
the Netflix console. I do think if you are serious about gaming, like PCs, I think are just better overall. If you don't care about physical discs and collecting all the memorabilia and the
Mhm.
history of stuff.
Yeah, if you care about gaming, like now.
If you just care about playing the games, I think Steam on the PC is your best option.
Yeah.
Just invest in a nice PC,
Mhm.
get a comfortable setup, get a nice
Yeah.
keyboard that you like. I know everyone likes the mechanical keyboards. I don't. I think the keys are too clunky.
Yeah.
Even though they're, I think, objectively better.
Yeah. I want to get a smaller keyboard. My keyboard like takes up the entire desk.
Awesome.
No, it's not awesome.
You should connect it to an actual keyboard. So
Yeah,
you could be like playing the piano while gaming.
I'd have to agree with Ryan though that if you're just wanting to just like sit down with and play games, just doing that, then just get a PC. And it's not even worth like getting another console for if you're just investing that much into it already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I agree with that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're like crazy for the exclusives.
Unless you're crazy for Mario.
Unless,
Yeah.
I guess that experience of sitting down on your couch in front of your TV is something that, if you want to experience that, then yeah, go with a console.
I mean, you could also just like plug in your PC into the TV.
I've done that once
Yeah.
when I was emulating Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. I was like, I want to play this on my big TV, so I took a long ass HDMI cable and plugged it in, so that I just sat on my couch with like the controller plugged
Yeah.
into my PC somewhere else while I just played on
Yeah.
my big screen. My big screen is very fun.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of wires and a lot of work.
The perfect setup: get a PC and a Nintendo Switch, then you can play everything,
Yeah, pretty much.
except for some random PlayStation titles.
Yeah.
And some Xbox titles, I guess.
No, you can play all of them.
No, Tyler.
Okay.
There's one game out there.
maybe.
You can't play the Xbox Avatars app on the PC.
Frick, you're right.
Or any of the... There's some
Yeah.
360 games you can
That's
play on the
honestly a
PC.
pretty good combo. It's just PC with Switch, because Switch is also it's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the games are... If you like those games, they're good.
The problem is every Nintendo game is $60.
Yeah.
Gosh.
They need a Nintendo Game Pass.
Mario Pass.
I mean, I guess they have like the what is like
Online
the
subscription.
yeah, where you get the older titles, but you don't get any of the new ones.
Mm.
That'd be terrible actually if they did a pass like that, because then every exclusive is on that. Because that's all Nintendo has is exclusives, really.
Yeah.
So you get all these games for just a subscription service, and then you can get some downgraded other games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's it. Any other final thoughts on consoles that you have to say?
No, not necessarily.
No.
Well, fine.
If someone was dead set on getting a console, which one would you recommend them?
Which console?
Yeah.
Well, I only have the PlayStation 5 in the newer generation, but I would say get an SNES.
Oh.
No. I'd probably, me personally, I would suggest Xbox.
Yeah.
Because I would say, well, I would ask them, do you like, depends on what type of gamer they are. They a multiplayer guy, single player guy. Like, because a PlayStation, oh my goodness, Tyler's dying over there.
Sorry.
A PlayStation, I think, is more catered towards single people,
Yeah.
single player games. People
Yeah.
that like single player games.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, I guess we'll close out with our recommendation for the week, and it's Matherin's turn.
It is, yeah.
It is.
Matherin, why don't you recommend us a game
Um,
and the listeners to play?
In celebration of all the Resident Evil things that are going around,
Resident Evil things going around.
like, Resident Evil 4 remake and stuff.
Well, yeah.
Just, I heard there was a bundle on all the Resident Evil games, and just, my friends playing them.
Yeah.
I'm going to recommend Resident Evil 7
Yes.
as the game. It's like one of the first survival horror games I actually ever got into and like played all the way through, and it is a lot of fun. It is very creepy, but it is very fun once you get into it.
Yeah, it's very good.
It is.
It's one of my favorite survival horror
It's
games.
what got me into
and
it.
Huh?
probably my favorite Resident Evil game.
Oh,
It's what got me into Resident Evil franchise. I like that game a lot. Even though I don't like survival horror games too much. But
yeah.
yeah. But I'd say 8 is my favorite.
Okay, well then I guess we'll fight after this. I like it a lot too. That one might be my favorite, but I don't know. I
Looks
think
like I persuaded you.
7 was on Game Pass, but I don't know if
Yeah.
it's still on Game Pass.
I don't think it is.
It's been a
anymore.
while, so I don't think it is.
Well, too bad. You'll have to buy it. But yeah, I think it's on sale sometime. On PC.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I'd recommend playing that game on console.
Oh, you've heard it here first.
Did you play it on
Alright.
console,
I
Mel?
did play it on console.
I'm gonna cough again, so you better close it out quick.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Checkpoint Corner. Thank you too for being here.
Yes.
And we'll be here next week, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll still be here.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless the world explodes.
That would be unfortunate.
Yeah. Whatever console you play on, as long as you're playing games, I'm happy. But yeah, we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. If you want to send us anything, we have a email at checkpointcornerpod@gmail.com. If you could leave us a nice review, that would be great. Thanks again. Bye.
See ya.
Have a good one.